Hi there, this is Tully, and today I'm going to draw a Halloween mask idea, but with a zombie face. There you can see I've just drawn the shape on the face, like a typical oval shape with the eyes there, just quickly sketched in there. Just drawing in the mouth just to create like guidelines really. I'll give it a nose instead of not having a nose. As you can see, I'm using both hands, which is unusual for me because I'm used to holding the camera in one hand and drawing with the other, but I thought I'd do this as a tripod effort. Just drawing the teeth now and just loosely sketching everything really lightly. I'm using a 2B pencil because I can use that as a light pencil and then darken it up when I do all the proper outlines. I'm just keeping this as a zombie idea, like a mask for Halloween. And I forget which number this is in because I've done them all out of order. So I'll just still upload them. I've got loads to upload because I was going to do, well, I have been doing one every day, but I just need to organise and edit them and upload them. So starting to darken them pencil lines now, around the eyes and all the other details, and this is where you can add the slight areas of shading and extra detail that you want. Finalise some of them teeth now and leave some gaps in between, because obviously this zombie hasn't been to the dentist recently, so he's got some cavities. I think he's eaten too many goodies, too many sweeties. Just add some shading in the mouth area, and we're still trying to darken a lot of the pencil lines here now. Really, this type of stage, it helps finalise all the the pencil work and stuff for when I ink it next. This is going to be another all-in-one video, so you'll see the progress of the inking stage and the colour stage. So like I said, I'm just trying to create shape and form for this zombie's face now, and add lots of detail. Drawing lots of blood there, dribbling off the zombie's chin. Just draw the tongue in there somewhere. Draw the eyeballs. Probably keep them fairly basic, with just like little circles in the centre of the eyes. Big wounds on the zombie's head there, where the skin's just peeled off or something like that. This is certainly a more detailed zombie face drawing that I've done before. I remember my first attempt when I had a standard flip camera. I felt like I didn't have enough time to do that, and I sort of rushed it and put it in 5 parts and just uploaded it. But now I've got better cameras, I can spend some more time on it and that sort of thing. Just filling out the details now on the side of the head and the ear there. Any other extra details there. Now I'll start to ink it now. I've got a gel ink pen which will go over this fairly straightforward, and the ink seems to flow sometimes It depends on what type of paper you're using as well, and what type of pencils you use as well. Sometimes the gel ink pens clog over, pencil. That's why I don't do a lot of shading here and there, but it's best to just experiment with different ink pens. There's like gel ink pens, or there's actual proper ink pens which you use for handwriting, where I just use for inking really, and drawing and sketching. And it's very rare that I actually do writing with actual handwriting pens. That's just the way I am. Start to add some more details, and either just go over the pencil lines or create new pencil lines. Just constantly try to evolve the piece of art, as this is just a concept sketch. I usually work quite quick. So this Halloween mask is actually, it'll be the second one, but all the others that I've done, it's like trying to organise them into order of how I've done them, but I'm doing them out of order. So yeah, I uploaded my first on the 18th of July, so yeah, and I've done 40 Halloween masks since, or over 40, something like that, but I've just got to edit them all, and rather than post them all at once, I'll just have to do them as and when I can really. But I am still doing one Halloween mask every day, until the end of the year, so that'll be 365 Halloween mask ideas. So I'm still working on that project. And it'll be fun just to see what different types of masks I can actually try and do. And I've got a werewolf one coming up, just have to edit that one. I've got a vampire one. I've got a mareman. Yeah, classic mareman thing. I've got a few like established character ones which I thought would be good as but my own interpretations of them, like Swamp Thing. I thought about that one as well. So it should be quite a fun little project. I mean, I like drawing like horror type faces, so these Halloween mask ideas will be just fun to draw. So as you can see, I'm just still going over a lot of the pencil work. I'm just adding shadows here and there where I can, with a bit of cross hatching and extra details. When it comes to colouring this, I'm going to try and just add a bit of red and purple here and there, just to add some like cool colours in there, but I'm going to try and add some warm colours, maybe like reds and oranges and yellows, just to highlight. I'm just going to try and experiment with the colours just to see what I can come up with. Obviously before that happens I'll have to rub out all the pencil lines underneath, or you can leave them, it's entirely up to you. Some little veins on the eyes there, I don't know if you can see that. More shadow areas. Just helps separate, some of the teeth as well. Makes them stand out. Add a bit of shadow on the blood just to bring that out a little bit. Just like some cracks and scratches on the teeth, just to, so I don't want it to be just like a white colour teeth. I want them to be really like rotten coloured when I actually do the colouring, and you'll be able to follow along some of the lines when you add the colour as well. So some final bits of shadow and bits of extra details here and there, but which you can't really see. A few little hairs there, cheeky hairs, extra little details. A shadow under the nose. Be careful not to make it look like a Hitler moustache. And so just rub away all the pencil lines, because you don't want that showing up with your colour, unless you want to add a bit of even more sketchiness to your piece of art. As you can see in the corner there, I've got my Crayola Twistable pencils, which I'll just select some colours. I only need a few. I don't need, the full range in that. Except I've got a faulty brown twistable there. The lid nearly fell out. Use that later. Just using a black, just a shade around the eyes. And just add a darkness there, to help separate the eyes as well, because there's a lot of shading under the eyes and around the eyes. And usually laying in the dark colours is usually the best thing on any drawing, but that's my own personal preferences. Different people work light to dark or dark to light. It's entirely up to you. I'll start to colour in some of that blood now. I'm just shading it slightly, so I left you can see slight areas of white on the other sides. This leaves a bit of space to add, a bit of yellow over, or maybe some purple in between, just to try and jazz it up a bit. I think there'll be some red under the eyes, and just like a red skin colour mixed in with a bit of purple. Just to show that this this zombie is like, I don't know, his skin's like all dead and rotten, but you know. I don't know. Do you know? Whoop. Yeah, just like add some shading on the tongue area there, like almost like a slight pink colour. Then you can add some purples in there as well and make it look real manky and horrible looking. Go over some of the veins in the eyes, which you can only just see, but it's quite effective. There we go, just adding some red shadows under the eyes and around the eyes. Now these Crayola Twistables I just found them easy to use, and the blendability with the colours is quite good. I mean, they're not as good as Prismacolors for blendability, but they're still, on an artistic level you can still blend them really well, especially if for doing these like detailed face drawings as well, and you're colouring them, because you can do like sort of like colour in like white spaces, where you say like I've done, like I'm doing that cut like wound on top of the, you can do some shading around the edges and where there's no line work, no ink work, so you can add extra dimensions to your work, and that's really what I like to do as well. You see, so the colouring's a separate piece, to add to your drawings and your designs. It's a separate technique altogether, which I just like doing. And the twistables don't need sharpening either, you just twist the ends and you get more lead out that way, so I just like them. And if I really had time, I would have added slight areas of blue and green in there as well, but I just didn't have the time, and I didn't, I've got a few videos that go over 40 minutes or half an hour, and I didn't want to go over half an hour, not on this drawing. I want to try and keep them to a watchable time limit. Just using that purple now just to blend some of the red in, and just go in other areas that hasn't got any colour yet. Try and just blend it together. Like most of my drawings, once you've got all the colours laid down, right at the end you could go over it all with a white Prismacolor pencil, which helps just blend, and it sort of like seals all the other colours together, so which means you can't add anything over it except maybe art markers or something like that. But I think the purples and the reds just they seem to blend really well, and it looks like sort of like decaying flesh sort of thing, together with the black, which I've shaded slightly, which looks grey beforehand. So it just helps add different dimensions to your designs. I'm shading that tongue now with a bit of purple. Like I said, you could have added bits of blue and green to it, and you know, if I would have had the time, I would have done that. But these colours are fairly basic, and you can still get the job done. Here we go, trying to use that brown with a dodgy lead. Just going around the eyes because I want them to be like bright yellow in the centre, just a shade around the outside. And once you add the yellow, right at the end, you'll see some of the colours just blend, and a lot of the parts that you want to, you know, help recede, you know, like the teeth and some of the highlights, like the, you know, the bridge of the nose and, you know, stuff like that, and the eyes, they'll just pop out when you add the yellow. Just trying to shade in some of that brown as well. It's like a light brown. So this zombie's looking really rotten. So it looks like me in the morning when I wake up, you know, except without all the blood on the chin dripping off, like, you know. You know, I think the eyes are just about right. Talking about when I wake up, has anyone ever woke up with half a piece of toast stuck to the face? Well, a couple of days ago, that's what happened to me, and I never had any toast. So, where did the piece of toast come from? Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. As you can see, I'm just adding in the yellow now, like the final highlights to the eyes, and I'll just add the yellow to the teeth there on the top of the head as well. Around the nose as well. And it just helps them areas just pop. I think it's useful just to leave some areas of white as well, not to like colour in all the areas, you know, just slight suggestions of yellow just to go over the piece really. The good thing about drawing this type of stuff is I can take a light box and go over this drawing and just take, you know, the line work back out onto another piece of paper, and maybe if I had time, which I've got plenty of time now, I could do another colour drawing, but choose absolutely different colours and just see what happens, you know, or maybe use some other different type of medium. So in fact, yeah, that's what I might do actually. I just use my light box and try and come up with a different colour for it. So we're nearly finished now. We're just finishing off adding the small yellow, you know, to different parts of the drawing. It really helps to blend in the colours as well, particularly them reds and browns, and you know, even a bit of the purple just helps. But it's best not to go overboard. And there we go.